Hello, my name is Yaro Starek and I'm a co-founder of inboxdone.com. Today we're going to be talking about how to get to the real Inbox Zero in 7 steps. The original concept of Inbox Zero, or what we might consider an empty inbox, was developed by productivity expert Merlin Mann. According to Mann, the zero is not a reference to the number of messages in an inbox. Instead, it is the amount of time an employee's brain is in her or his inbox. Now, this distinction is key. Anyone can open up their email, select all, and delete. Voila, inbox zero. But that would only last until the next email arrived, and new email always keeps arriving. Our team at inboxdone.com have spent the last 4 years studying the psychology and application necessary to achieve Inbox Zero, and we successfully empower our clients with the zero inbox outcome every single day. Today I'm going to share with you our best systems and processes broken down into 7 steps to keep your inbox free from clutter and your mind focused on what matters. Here's a summary of what you're about to learn. 1, why your brain loves short-term goals and how you can use that to your advantage. 2, rules you can apply to every email to determine if it is essential. 3, what parts of your inbox you can automate. 4, what software is worth incorporating into your inbox. And 5, how to retrain the expectations of your email recipients. Now let's discuss why Inbox Zero is so hard to achieve and what might stop you from achieving it without the proper systems in place. The psychology of Inbox Zero. Part of the reason we love email so much is that we are wired to crave completion. In her book, The Entrepreneurial Instinct, How Everyone Has the Innate Ability to Start a Successful Business, author Monica Mehta explores the role of brain chemistry in goal setting. She explains that each time your brain perceives success, it releases a chemical called dopamine. Your brain releases dopamine when you experience instant gratification. The dopamine cycle moves through motivation, reward, and then reinforcement. When dopamine flows into the brain's reward pathway, the part responsible for pleasure, learning, and motivation, you not only feel greater concentration, but are inspired to re-experience the activity that caused the chemical release in the first place. Your brain likes short-term goals. Chipping away at your email gives you the sense of satisfaction. The user interface of an inbox is essentially one long to-do list. Respond, delete, archive, forward. One by one, you make your way down the list, and each item requires an action. Each time you take action, you experience that dopamine release. You wake up and log into your inbox. 60 new emails arrive. You scan, you select, you work your way back down to zero. But here's the problem. While you attend to your inbox, you have the false sensation of advancing toward a larger goal. But the moment you close the tab, the target moves further into the distance as more new emails roll in. Plus, the time you spend in your inbox is not necessarily time spent moving towards that larger goal. Most inboxes are full of time-wasting emails rather than a list of your most critical tasks. Why is Inbox Zero so difficult to achieve? Perhaps you keep your email tab open in your browser. Each time you see that little number 1 appear, you interrupt your workflow to address the interruption. Or you try to ignore it, and the number keeps ticking upwards until you feel like it can no longer be ignored. Therein lies the struggle to attain a true Inbox Zero. If it is not properly addressed, it is an ever-moving target. The reward of Inbox Zero is the creation of an uninterrupted, meaningful, and distraction-free space to get work done. Now you can choose to direct constant energy towards your inbox so as to mediate and manage the never-ending flow of messages. But this will only make staying engaged with meaningful work nearly impossible. So what can be done? Well, as I discussed earlier, Inbox Zero doesn't mean zero emails. It means your perceptions and expectations surrounding the messages in your inbox take up zero space in your mind. In practice, this looks like a systematized, well-oiled machine that turns your inbox into a clean, organized, and productivity-inducing place. So here's what you'll need to do to achieve that goal. The 7 steps to inbox zero. It's possible to eliminate the mental exertion that comes from keeping up with a chaotic inbox. We do this for our clients every day. If you choose to tackle this yourself, here are the 7 steps you'll need to follow to make inbox zero a reality. Step 1, eliminate all non-essential emails. Step 2, look for patterns in your 100 most recent emails and begin to categorize accordingly. Step 3, designate and utilize folders to keep messages organized. Step 4, create a template library so your common responses can be easily replicated. Step 5, dedicate time to check your email and then do it with intention. Step 6, retrain recipient expectations. And step 7, bring on an email virtual assistant. Let's now dive into each step. Step 1, eliminate all non-essential emails. That restaurant you dined at 5 years ago wants to alert you to a new menu item. Netflix wants to alert you to a show you might like. Amazon is recommending 10 microwaves similar to the one you browsed last week. These emails that you probably ignore are mixed in with more important ones. A client wants to schedule a call. A prospect has a question about the demo you sent over. The guest you've been trying to get on your podcast finally responded. Imagine if the only emails that showed up in your inbox were the important ones, instead of software alerts, new product launches, random requests from strangers, and so on. The journey to inbox zero begins by making this a reality, and it can be done in 2 phases: unsubscribe and archive. Unsubscribe. You may not even remember all the email lists you've signed up for or which ones you actually wanted to receive when you originally signed up. In the same way, creating a budget must begin with laying your monthly expenses bare. Your path to inbox zero must begin with your subscriptions laid bare. To achieve this, we recommend unroll.me. The free service aggregates every subscription you've ever signed up for and allows you to easily unsubscribe. First, you'll see how many subscriptions you currently hold. Brace yourself, it could be a lot. Then you'll be able to easily unroll from any subscriptions that no longer serve you. Unroll Me also allows you to roll up your preferred subscriptions into a once daily digest. It will also capture all your new subscriptions into an inbox where you can decide how you want to receive the messages. It might be overwhelming to see the amount of subscriptions you've accumulated, but this service makes it easy to unenroll from the subscriptions that no longer make sense while making more space for the ones that are important to you. This process should completely eliminate any emails that are not from a real person or are non-essential to you. You'll be left with an inbox mostly full of messages you either want or need to see. Archive. If you are starting this process from square one, it's likely that you'll have a backlog of emails taking up space in your main inbox. At inboxdone.com, we recommend our clients archive all but their most recent 100 emails at the start of their service with us. We'll explain what we do with those 100 emails in the coming sections of this video. By archiving your backlog, whether there is 100 or 50,000 emails, you'll be able to start your inbox from scratch without losing any information that might be important. If you are uncomfortable archiving that many emails, you can always create a separate folder for these emails. It can be called backlog or old emails. A quick tip, archiving is different from deleting. When you archive an email, it still appears in your all mail folder and you'll still be able to find it by searching for it. It has not been deleted. By the end, you should be left with your 100 most recent emails. We'll use these to inform the systems you'll build in the coming steps. Step 2. Look for patterns in your 100 most recent emails and begin to categorize accordingly. By now you've designed an inbox where only the most essential messages enter. At this point, you can begin to prioritize and organize these essential messages. Remember those 100 emails you were left with after step 1? These will guide how you build out your filters and folders. Before you start creating filters and folders, it's important to get a sense of how you can group your emails together in folders and then prioritize these folders. This will take time, but it's key in the process to get to inbox zero. When we approach this step with our inboxdone.com clients, we sort through their most recent 100 emails and use a chart to organize the information. You'll begin to notice frequent categories appear, like FAQs, interview requests, billing, newsletters, demo requests. You should start to group these together and be as specific as necessary. Pay attention to the importance of a message. How urgent is the request? Does it require a response at all? Can you forward it along? You should also start to notice the same categories being assigned similar grades of importance. For example, demo requests being graded as a 10 in importance and interview requests being graded as a 5. Now here's a quick tip. Built-in Gmail tools can free up your time and energy even more. You should make full use of them. For example, forwarding. When used correctly, this function can save you a ton of time and energy, keep you on top of your deadlines, and preserve your micro decision-making ability. If you are not the gatekeeper or decision maker, need a second opinion, or are acting as a go-between, forwarding is an easy way to get the email out of your inbox quickly. Snoozing. Snoozing emails is a great way to be automatically reminded of certain messages. It works well for emails that you needed more information about before you were able to respond to. It also helps for messages that you haven't yet received a response for and still need. You don't want to flood your inbox with snooze alerts, but it's a helpful function to keep urgent alerts on top of mind. And scheduling. Sometimes the best way to break free from your inbox is to eliminate the back and forth altogether and set up a call. If you don't already have a calendar integration, we use and recommend Calendly. Step 3. Designate and utilize folders to keep messages organized. Now that you have a better understanding of the categories of messages you receive and the urgency of each, you can build out folders and filters. Getting started with folders. Keep in mind, as you create new folders, you don't want to end up creating additional inboxes that you have to keep track of. If you already have folders in your inbox, do a quick audit. Folders can make you feel organized and productive, but can also create more steps to get to inbox zero. If you have been using folders, look inside and see which of them are inactive. The emails inside the folders could be a few months old or completely irrelevant. Start to delete any non-essential folders you find. Remember, when you delete a folder, the emails will not be deleted, they will be archived. A few ideas for essential folders we typically recommend to our clients. 1. Travel, confirmations, tickets, and trips that you want on hand. 2. Documents, white papers, and guidelines you may not want to search for that you can keep all in one central place. And 3. Finances, information regarding things like accounting, payroll, and taxes. If you work, and thus email, is more project-based, you might find folders with time-barred priority the best folder system. This method is recommended by Zach Hanlon, a marketing and sales expert. Here are the 5 folders he recommends. 1. The inbox. The inbox is a holding pen. Emails shouldn't stay here any longer than it takes for you to file them into another folder. The exception to this rule is when you respond immediately and are waiting for an immediate response. 2. Today. Everything that requires a response today. 3. This week. Everything that requires a response before the end of the week. 4. This month, quarter. Everything that needs a longer term response. Depending on your role, you may need a monthly folder. Others can operate on a quarterly basis. And 5. FYI. Items that are information and worth archiving for future reference. Depending on the type of work you do, a time-barred method might be better for you than a categorized method for folders. Getting started with filters. Filters are an additional step to ensure that what you see in your inbox is essential. They also eliminate micro decisions that can drain your energy as you attend to the essential messages in your inbox. Filters should only be used for straightforward actions like delete, archive, file, or forward. To give you some ideas for filters, try filtering messages from certain recipients, like newsletters you subscribe to that you only want to read one day a week. You can filter these kinds of emails into a folder and read them on the weekend or first thing Monday morning. You can also set filters that will be triggered by keywords. An example of this would be sending any emails with the words invoice or bookkeeping into your finances folder. Another example of a filter that can help you achieve inbox zero is to filter emails that you were CC'd on, carbon copied. Often these messages are less urgent and more of an FYI and don't need to be addressed right away. Filters can solve this problem. Filter emails you are CC'd on to a folder that you only check weekly, monthly, or however often you consider appropriate. The goal we push with our inboxdone.com clients is to never have to write an email from scratch again. One of the easiest ways for you to achieve this on your own, once you've applied the steps above, is to create a template library. Step 4, create a template library so your most common responses can be easily replicated. Whether your inbox is flooded with support tickets, FAQs about your business, or interview requests, there is likely a common scripted response you already know by heart. Searching for that script, copying it, pasting it, and swapping out personal details is not only a nightmare, it's a waste of time. One of the easiest ways to automate your communication flow and save yourself time is by eliminating the need to compose the same email over and over again. Applications like Gmail and Outlook allow you to store up to 50 templates at a time within your email interface. Another option for storing templates is a software program called Yesware. This is what we use at inboxdone.com. It's an affordable option to add tons of space to your template library. You can also create categories for even better ease of access. Quick tip. As you build your templates, put your main action point in the first sentence of the email. This way, the recipient will see a preview of the point of your email in the inbox and be more likely to respond. With the 100 emails you kept, and as you respond to emails over the next couple of weeks, start to look for common responses or variations of responses that you write. Keep a running list of these and start to create templates that can be easily customized depending on the recipient. Once your most common responses are in designated folders, you can grab templates based on the response required. Step 5, dedicate time to check your email and then do it with intention. Daniel J. Levitin, a professor at McGill University, explains why switching between email and actual work can be so exhausting. He says our brains have two dominant modes of attention, the task positive network and the task negative network. The task positive network is active when you're actively engaged in a task, focused on it, and undistracted. This is what we also refer to as deep work. It's work that advances your bottom line, builds your business, and leaves you fulfilled. The task negative network is active when your mind is wandering. This is the daydreaming mode. Think scrolling through your inbox. These two attentional networks operate like a seesaw in the brain. When one is active, the other is not. A third component of the attentional system, the attentional filter, helps to orient our attention to tell us what to pay attention to and what we can safely ignore. When you're not confident that you can safely ignore your email, your attention will constantly split or seesaw, and you might find you're underperforming, not just in the mindful work, but also in the mindless work. This helps explain why we experience email fatigue. In order to determine a better system for yourself, ask yourself these questions. 1. How much time are you currently spending in your inbox? As you start out on your inbox zero journey, you might find it helpful to manually track the time you spend in your inbox. Self-tracking might feel tedious at first, but remember that even a few days can reveal so much about your habits and open your eyes to the drain your inbox is on your time. Tools like Clockify or Toggle will track this time for you for free. 2. What time of day do you most often check your inbox? If you check your email first thing in the morning, how does it make you feel? Productive, centered, focused, or does it make you feel overwhelmed, distracted, and misaligned? The point of Inbox Zero is to break the habit of compulsive checking. What time of day would you not mind checking your email? This will look different for everyone. Start to pay attention to the emotions that come up when you check your email at different points during the day. 3. How much time would you like to spend on your email? Maybe it's once a day. Perhaps you would even prefer to only check your email once a week. Here at inboxdone.com, we have clients who only check their email once a month. You should be excited by the potential of how little time you could spend in your inbox. Instead of reacting to emails as they come in, design a system that allows you time to engage in deep work and accomplish meaningful outcomes while leaving intentional time to focus on email. If you don't have confidence in your ability to ignore emails when they come in, try the extension Free Pause. This application will temporarily block new emails from coming into your inbox until you're ready for it, keeping distractions at bay and keeping you at the top of your game. Pay attention to the times of day you feel most energized by email and block time out on your calendar to attend to your inbox at those times. Step 6, retrain recipient expectations. Your clients, followers, vendors, and partners may be used to immediate responses. With your new system in place, you should feel comfortable sending out an email, either on a large scale or individually, to let your recipients know you are trying out new email habits and your response time might be a bit longer than what they are used to. Our co-founder Claire Giovino says, just because email has the capacity to be fast-paced and high volume doesn't mean we have to interact with it that way. You can also set up an autoresponder to every email alerting the recipient that your goal is to respond to every email within 24 hours, but this doesn't apply on the weekends or after 5 p.m. or whatever boundaries you set for yourself. When your email is directly related to your revenue, there can be a sense of urgency surrounding your inbox. Once our email only houses essential requests, it's easier to manage these requests during the set amount of time you've allotted to your inbox. Setting these boundaries will allow you to connect with your recipients in a more intentional way and consequently serve them better. And step 7, bring on an email virtual assistant, or as we like to call them, an inbox manager. If, after following steps 1 through 6, you still feel your inbox is taking up space in your mind, it's time to consider bringing on an email virtual assistant. The right email virtual assistant or inbox manager will not only manage the preceding steps for you, but they should also be able to completely take over your communication flow. Partnering with the right candidate is the only real way to achieve an ongoing inbox zero. We've written a guide to help you begin your search for an email virtual assistant, but in the meantime, you should understand the scope of what an email virtual assistant can and should do. The basics of what an email virtual assistant can do include many of the steps listed above. These include field and respond to your emails, create and manage folders, and create and monitor workflows. If you're seeking more of a partner than an assistant, you can also equip someone in this role to manage more, including help desk support. Your email virtual assistant should be able to handle your incoming support tickets, pull FAQs, and build a knowledge base from these types of messages. They can chase overdue payments. This can be one of the most time-consuming and mentally draining parts of your inbox. Handing this off to a trusted assistant to resolve in a friendly way can keep your payroll healthy. They can book interviews, whether you are being sought after as a guest or you are seeking guests for your own content. An email virtual assistant should understand your tone of voice during the booking process and keep track of your calendar to ensure the appointments happen efficiently. They can also follow up. Email outreach almost always requires more than one message. An email virtual assistant can create and monitor workflows to reach out to new potential customers, manage your lead generation pipeline, and reply to questions and objections. It will take time to find someone you can trust to fill this role, but to achieve what Merlin Mann envisioned, your inbox taking up zero space in your mind, it is the simplest and quickest solution. You can reduce the space your inbox take up mentally and digitally. Systematizing your inbox to achieve the inbox zero mindset is an upfront time investment, but it will pay off in the long run. The seesaw mentality is not sustainable. Remember that the majority of time you spend inside your inbox is work in your business, but not on your business. Low impact, reactive, and disruptive email habits make it difficult to gain perspective and achieve growth. If you would like to take a step further, you can hand off the search for the right candidate to manage your inbox. At inboxdone.com, we are experts at vetting skillful communicators who partner with you to not only manage your inbox, but also grow your business. If you would like to learn more about adding one of our specialist inbox managers to your team, you can book a discovery call. We'd love to hear from you. You can also review all the services and functions that Inbox Done Manager can take over for you by heading to inboxdone.com. Thanks for listening to this video, and I'd love to speak to you on a discovery call. You can find out everything about what we do at inboxdone.com. My name is Yaros Darek. I'll talk to you soon.